Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_, on Ravelry as MamaMadeVM, and you can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. As I say, you are all very, very welcome here. If you are looking for any of my social media links, check the down bar below. I'll have everything linked that I can remember. It has been about a month since I filmed last, so I do have a couple of starts, some good progress on, well, let's not call it good progress. Let's say I have progress on multiple things. And then I also have some knitting whips that I'll show at the very end. So I'm gonna hop right in and start with my starts as I do. And you guys know that I have a pretty strict plan for 2024. My 2024 goals really are to work through the whips that I have, get some finishes in this year on some projects that I have close to a finish, and also just not start as many things. That being said, of course, I have started a couple of things. One of them, though, is a start from 2023. I wanted to get this start in before the new year because I knew I was going to be really strict with myself in 2024. And my other start is going to be something that it makes sense, and I'll explain that once we get to it. But my first project, this is a Modern Folk embroidery piece. It's the 2022 stitch along that he had hosted. I'll pop a picture of it here because I can't remember the name of it. But I was fortunate enough to be sent by one of you guys, actually, one of my viewers, the PDF pattern of this. I really do appreciate that gift. I absolutely loved it, and I'm still loving it to this day because I'm actually working on it. So I'm stitching mine on a 36 count fiber on a whim cream and sugar with color and cotton cloves as my floss. And I don't think I had this in my last video, but I did get a page finish. So that was my goal, is that if I did start this at the end of last year, 2023, I started it in December, I want to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was December. And because of that, I had the idea and the goal in my head that I wanted to at least get a page finish as my start so that I wouldn't feel so guilty for starting something late in the year. But you know, I didn't have any hard goals last year about starts or anything. It was just 2024 that I wanted to go into with more plans, and I don't know, I just was putting the pressure on myself, I guess. So I did get it complete though. I am swapping out the name at the top for my own, and I'm about 7% complete now with the first page done. So I'm really loving this. I love the 1/2 on the 36 count. It's just beautiful. The fabric is just a very, very lightly soft mottled cream, which totally makes sense. Cream and sugar is the name of it after all. But yeah, I love the piece. It's beautiful. I definitely didn't want to put it away. I wanted to keep stitching on it. I've just been really enjoying these monochromatic stitches. You guys know Quakers and samplers are definitely what has stolen my heart. I honestly need to go through my whips, or not my whips, my kits. And I need to reassess if everything that I have kitted up is actually still my style. I think I just realize more and more as I get deeper into my stitching journey, or like my stitching career, whatever you want to call it, I realize like my style is definitely samplers, it's definitely Quakers. That's what I like. I like reproductions. I like the houses on the samplers. I love that style. So instead of just like trying to, you know, I guess not even trying, because you don't intentionally try to kit up things you don't like, you know? It's just that you see a bunch of people starting something and you get excited about it too, so maybe you kitted it up, and now here we are a year later and I have like over 30 things fully kitted and I'm not sure I love them all. So that's something I need to go over someday. Not today, but someday. So that's my first start, and it was one from 2023 that I am bringing into 2024, of course. So my next start is Vanity Sampler. This is a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern. This is my Q1 start for 2024. This is what I was talking about, is that I do have some exceptions to my own rules, and one of them is that I will allow myself a start every quarter of the year. This is actually a restart for me, and I'm gonna pop a picture now of the mock-up of Cam's color conversion. This is Cam from Can the Stitcher, Cameron. So if you're interested in this color conversion, definitely check out her Instagram. I wanna say she has a post that has the If she doesn't, you can always reach out to her. She has an email, she has an Instagram, she has a Flosstube, so she's a pretty easy gal to reach out to. But she is more than happy to provide you with that beautiful conversion because I absolutely loved this. The original sampler I liked, but it wasn't one that I was like, oh, I have to stitch that. And as soon as I saw Cam's color conversion, it was just way more me. I love pinks. 915 is one of my favorite DMC colors of all time, and she definitely pulled 915 in there. I love blues and teals, so it was just perfect. And yeah, I'm happy to get a restart on it. So this is my pretty measly restart. I just started it the other day. I had done a poll on my story of if I was going to restart the Vanity Sampler or if I was going to have a completely new start, which was going to be Praiseworthy Stitches, Esmeralda's Academy of Charms. And you guys over on my Instagram picked the Vanity Sampler. So this is like a little bit over 300 stitches, like 360 something stitches. This is one page of the length of the border, but honestly, I just really wanted to start with the words. So I'm trying to stitch a little bit of the border pieces and such so that I can get to the words and kind of just get across the piece completely. I don't know why, I wanted to work with that teal floss for some reason. So I'm stitching this 2/2 though on a 36 count. This is a color and cotton fabric called Spiced Honey. And like I said, I'm using Cam's color conversion, which is all DMCs. But yeah, I just have it in my Q-stop right now because this is what I've been working on. I worked on it last night and I worked on it the night before. So this is 2 days worth of stitching. So I really don't get very much stitching time. I work, I'm a finance manager and I'm a mom and I'm also 8 months pregnant. So I don't get all that much stitching time. So 300 stitches in 2 nights, that is my average. But that's okay. And that's pretty realistic for a lot of people. So yeah, it's realistic for me too. But my aunt gave me this needle minder. I'm not sure where it's from. It's a little book inside of like a cap. I love it. But I'm really enjoying this project. And I'm really enjoying a 2/2 piece. This will be my only sampler that I have stitched 2/2, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I think everything else is stitched 1/2. And I was just really itching for like those plump stitches. I wanted something that had that fullness and that nice full coverage effect. And I'm totally getting it with this. Like this tree is so dense. I love it. Love it. So hopefully I don't regret that in the future because typically I'm a 1 strand over 2 kind of gal, but that's for future Megan to deal with, not current Megan. Current Megan's excited. She's like, yeah, party, 2 stitches. Love it. So anyways, that one is staying on the Q-snap because I'm going to continue to work on it through the rest of the week. So my next whip, or I guess I should say my first whip out of all of them. This is my round robin stitch. It's a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern called Quaker Garden. I'll pop a picture on the screen here of the pattern. I currently, because I'm stitching this as a round robin project with a bunch of my girlfriends, so I have Marjorie's right now from Marjorie Made, and I have to finish this up and send it off in this month, so I'm gonna work on it this weekend and get it sent off hopefully Monday, maybe Tuesday, just next week sometime. But it's a 32 count vellum by Picture This Plus, beautiful fabric, by the way, definitely recommend. I'll show you in a moment. Her flosses were DMC 3860, which is the brown, and then Weeks Dye Works Clockwork, which is the orange, and she is choosing to stitch hers 2/2. But with her project, very, very fun because she is stitching hers, well, I guess we are stitching hers with our own flosses. So my floss is Twilight by Dinky Dyes. I think it's Twilight. I'm pretty sure. And it's a variegated silk floss. It's absolutely stunning. Highly recommend Dinky Dyes flosses. If you're looking to purchase some, check out Hall's Hand Creates on Etsy. She always has a good selection. But yeah, it's just a beautiful variegated blue. And mine is being stitched monochromatic in that entire color the whole time. But Marjorie's is all of our colors. How fun is that? And it's looking so good because it went from like orange to this pink brown to hot pink to blue to then this variegated blue. So it's just been a really beautiful fade so far and I absolutely love it. So that was the DMC color because she stitched her own alphabet. And then this was her Weeks Dye Works color. And then this was Cam's color. This is Maddie from Kitty Stitch on Instagram's color. This is Elizabeth from Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, and then mine is down here. So my progress is literally this entire thing so far. I have been bringing this to the parent drop-off and pickup line, so I've been stitching on it every single morning at least for about 40 minutes. And I just started working on it like Monday, the last Monday of school, or no, I actually picked this up to start on it for the 12 by 12. So I did get a little bit of start for the 12 by 12, and then I just have continued since then, every morning working on it. So I actually don't have very many stitches left. So just a couple more mornings worth of stitching and she'll be sent on to the next person. So yeah, I love this. And there will be in my down bar a little, you'll see, it'll say Round Robin at the top, and then it'll be a link to all the socials of the ladies. So it'll be, if they have a Flosstube, it'll link you straight to their Flosstube. And if they just have an Instagram, which would be Maddie, she's Kitty Stitch on Instagram, it'll have a link straight to her Instagram. So you guys can follow along with our Round Robin journey. But this has been super, super fun. I've been really enjoying the process, and I can't wait to get mine back because I am obsessed with the project. We, the girls and I, love Hello from Liz Matthews. We just, everything she puts out, we want to stitch it. So it's just been a really fun one. I'm gonna pop my floss back in here. I'll keep the scissors out though. But yeah, it's been a fun one, and I'm really enjoying the 32 count. I haven't stitched on 32 count in ages, but I really like it. Like, it makes me want to find a project that I have in stash on 32 count. But unfortunate for me, I'm such a 1/2 stitcher that even my 32 counts, I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, are stitched 1/2. So we're moving into some projects that I touched during my New Year's 12 by 12. I didn't do a true 12 by 12 as I didn't start anything new, but I did pull out some projects that, I don't know, I just, every hour I would just go look in my kits, or not my kits, my whips, and I would pick out what I felt like stitching on. So one of those ended up being Little House Needleworks Suffrage Act. I'll pop a picture on the screen just because I hate having to hold everything up and try to make it work with the glare and all that. I am using all the called for colors, except for I did make a slight change to this in that the bunting, I did do a purple, gold, and white, which is the traditional American Suffragette Act colors. I know that like there's a green as well, but I want to say that's like Irish or European or something. I can't remember. But anyways, I decided to go with the purple, gold, and white, all that to say. I'm stitching mine on a 32 count Ren 1/2, and like I said, the called for flosses, except for the added purple. And the purple that I chose was Rainy Days by, I want to say Weeks Dye Works, but I do have a picture of where I was when I picked it up. Unfortunately, I was actually going to go down here and start some more of the bricks because I was like, okay, in an hour, I could probably smash out a ton of those bricks. Well, I ended up picking it up and being like, okay, let me finish out the one strand that was hanging off the pot because I had left a strand hanging. Past Megan had left a strand hanging because she messed up that pot real bad. Real bad. So I spent most of the hour unpicking the entire top half of this pot, restitched the whole thing, and then finally got the fill-in of the white there. I did go in and finally finish the trim on her dress. I didn't realize I was missing some, so I did finish that as well. But yeah, she's complete. The post here is complete. The Suffrage Act proclamated is completely finished. I did get the bunting all done at the top. But yeah, my progress was just on that pot, which I mean, I feel good about. It looks great. And at least now, you know, next time I pull this out, I can just start working upwards on the little flower that's in there, and I think that'll be fun. It's actually really bad lighting, but surprisingly, you can actually see that she shows up just fine in person. I mean, I think I will go ahead and backstitch just some running stitches along her back and the front, just to make sure that she does pop out a little bit more, but yeah, you can see she shows up just fine. But yeah, I love this. It's just a tiny piece. I'm gonna do it as a flat fold. That's my plan, I think. I was thinking about framing it, but I left myself very little margin down here at the bottom, and I think a flat fold would be cute. I'm kind of debating getting another bookshelf, and that would mean that I'll actually have room on my bookshelf for cute things. Because right now they're just books. Like, I don't have any room to put anything else on there, unless I were to put stuff in front of my books. But yeah, that's my progress. Love this one. This one, I do have a goal to finish this year, 2024. I want to get at least the stitching finished. I don't really mind so much if I don't FFO it this year just because I am gonna have a newborn, but I definitely wanna get the stitching finished. It'll be my first time trying to do a flat fold. Luckily, I think some of my girlfriends have done flat folds though. But anyways, really love this project. I definitely looking at it, pulling it out, made me wanna stitch on it again. So I am excited to get this one finished this year. Next project that I also touched in the 12 by 12 is my Beatrix Potter. I'll pop a picture on the screen. This is a stitchy box pattern. I'm stitching very similar to the called for. I think I'm only a couple shades off in their Dinky Dyes floss because it calls for Dinky Dyes. I'm using Dinky Dyes Fireside, which is just this beautiful burnt orange. I love the color. It's stunning. It just matches everything in my opinion. And I'm really excited to have a piece stitched up in this entire, you know, the whole thing. But I'm stitching this 1/2 on 36 count Duxbury, which is a fox and rabbit fabric. And I'll pop a picture of where I was before. Here I am now. So I wanted to complete this motif in my New Year's 12 by 12, but I just couldn't get to it in that hour worth of stitching. I am going to pull this out this month and complete this motif because I do have a goal of getting to 50% on this project. I'm at about 21 point something% right now on this, and I want to get to 50%. So I just have a little bit more stitching down here and that motif will be complete. But I feel like getting a couple of little motifs done a month, I probably will be able to get 50% pretty quickly. And sometimes I pull this out and I get tons of motifs done in a month. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this piece. I absolutely love it. I will say my cut of Duxbury is really dark. I'm not sure that it looks like this. I think that I just kind of got one of the ones that was a bit darker. You can kind of see there's a little bit of modeling on it over on the side here, but I do really love it with my color. It just looks perfect. This is actually the end as well of so like that's the full width of the piece. It's so pretty. So I'm really excited about it. I have a lot of excess that I need to just cut off of this project because I don't need all that extra on here. But I think that after I finish this motif, I'm gonna go down here and complete down the side so I can see how long it is, and that way I can cut off all the excess fabric. And that'll make it a little bit easier when I'm bringing this like in the car to stitch on, etc., because it is a huge, you know, it's a half yard, so it's a huge piece of fabric to be hauling around with you. Next whip is Sarah Moon 1791. This is also a stitchy box pattern. I'll pop a picture on the screen here. It's a beautiful piece. I'm actually stitching this as a sal with a few of my girlfriends. So Cam the Stitcher, Marjorie Maid, and Bridget the Museum Stitcher. We all are stitching it. Bridget and I are both using an amazing silk pack that you can purchase yourself. I'll link it down below on the Vicki Clayton website. So these are Vicki Clayton silks. They're absolutely stunning. They're so soft. There's no silk as smooth as these, I'm telling ya. In my opinion, they're the best. They're definitely up there with Dinky Dyes for me because I love Dinky Dyes as well, but these are so smooth. It's amazing. So I have those on some floss drops that I have, I purchased from Amazon, and what I do is I just use the sticker that's on the little, because they come on bobbins and I floss drop, so I just go ahead and put the sticker, I cut it out and I put it on the floss drop that I have. But I really like these floss drops for the silks because I feel like the size of the hole here helps keep it anchored down. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't have any problems with these slipping off of these floss drops. And I have heard people saying like the silks just don't stay on my floss drops when I floss drop them, things like that. But I've had these on the floss drops for a month or so, maybe just a couple weeks now, and I haven't had any issues. Yeah, love this. We started this sal as kind of like our full moon sal, so every full moon we pull it out because Sarah Moon is the girl's name who stitched it originally, and that's how we're going to get our progress on it throughout the year. But I did bring it out for my 12 by 12 as well for the new year. I'm stitching mine on 40 count Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. I copied Bridget the Museum Stitcher identically. I was like, yeah, I need that because the fabric is amazing. So here's my progress. This motif is massive. It's literally like, I think over 1% of the chart. So bear with me as I try to get through this huge dark brown motif, but I did get a little bit of progress on it for my 12 by 12. And yeah, like I said, I am copying Bridget exactly. I'm using Dirt Track just like her because the Dirt Track is amazing. It's one of those fabrics that is just not like any other. I mean, look at that. It's stunning. So stunning. Their linen is very nice. It's just sturdy, soft, but not too soft. I mean, it's wonderful. So definitely recommend Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. And Cam and Marjorie, they are stitching up theirs with a cam conversion. Cam Stitcher is just like a color genius. She always comes up with the best conversions, and she is doing this really fun, funky, like whimsy goth conversion where it's these pops of color, very like, I don't know, it's just stunning. So I'll pop a picture here, and I'll also link down below to the Instagram post that she has that gives you the conversion if you're interested in stitching it that way yourself, because you're not, maybe you don't like silks, or maybe you don't like how muted it is. Well, Cam's is definitely brighter, it's funky, it's fun, it's beautiful. You'll have to let me know if you guys are starting that one. Because yeah, we're gonna be working on it. All 4 of us will be working on it all throughout until we finish it, I guess. It'll be every full moon that we pull it out and we work on it, all of us together. So yeah, we've been having a good time with that. The next project that I touched in the New Year 12 by 12 is my Halloween Hawk Run Holo. This was a restart for me multiple times in 2023, and I am really happy with my new choice of fabric, so I'm definitely not planning on restarting it. I'm gonna stick through with this one, and I might have some fun plans coming up soon to get some more progress on this, but this is a X-Jew Designs grandpa sleeve in a 40 count, and I'll pop a picture of where I was before on the screen, but this is where I got to. I'm stitching mine with all of the called for DMC conversion, because you do get the NPIs, and then right next to it you have your DMC conversion. But I am absolutely loving this. I think everything is popping perfectly. If anything, the ghosts I probably could have stitched in like B5200 instead of in Blanc, but I'm okay with it. I love it. It looks so good. And this fabric is just amazing. Again, this is grandpa's sleeve. It's just like the perfect repeat on the fabric. I'm obsessed. So yeah, this one's been really fun, and I was happy to pull it out, and even though it was only an hour's worth of progress, I think this was my last hour because Cam the Stitcher started hers and I wanted to stitch on mine. Like, we're in different time zones, but technically we both stitched on it at the same time in our own time zones. So those are all my whips. I do think though, so PickAWhip got pulled. PickAWhip is a system that Marjorie made. She invented. It's essentially a prompt-based system where it's not hard set goals that get pulled. It's a prompt that gets pulled, and then you're able to pick a whip that fits it. So I'm definitely doing the PickAWhip all year long. And her pull for PickAWhip is an intimidating project. In comes in Thea Gouvenier. I'm not sure if this is going to be what I decide is my intimidating project. It's just so big that I guess that's probably what is intimidating. But also, I started this knowing that there was only going to be a little bit of margin. And I thought to myself, like, okay, I'll give myself just 2 inches then instead of 3 inches, because I was a brand new stitcher. And everyone always said how you needed like a 3-inch margin, blah, 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 right? Well, Miss Thea Gouvenier does not agree. And unfortunately, I started mine not only too far over, because that's 2 inches, and there's actually just 2 inches here, but then there's like a blank space up here, that's why. So I counted down from the 2-inch point, and then I counted down to have my start point. But I'm gonna have to cut off a bunch of the stitching. That's the unfortunate part. So I'm not sure if this is one that I want to continue, because I don't want to restart it, and I don't want to pick out what I have started. I just don't. I don't have it in me. I mean, it would be easy to pick out, but so I started in this corner, so you can see there's all that blank space. So don't be alarmed and think I started and gave myself like a 5-inch margin. I didn't. I only gave myself a 2-inch margin. Problem is she only has like 1 inch on every side. So that means that I'm gonna have to cut out like 1 inch of stitching on this side. And then I'll probably have to cut off like 1 inch or 2 on the bottom. Is that really that bad though? Is it? Is it just bad in my head? Because in my head, I'm like, no, you must stitch the whole thing. But Is it that bad? Do you guys think it would be fine? Because it's just the foliage that I'd be cutting into, and like his very, like just the back here. I wouldn't cut into any of him, just the back of him. And then the bottom here, I would just be taking an inch off, you know, like so it would be her dress and then the bottom of his body, because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to fit it, unfortunately. The other option is to restart completely, but like I said, I don't want to do that. I would rather just give away this project before restarting it. That's how much I don't want to do that. But it's a kit, so I'm using all the called for, of course, because it's just in the kit. And this is where I'm at right now. Let me know what you guys think though. So this is my idea for my PickAWhip this month, which the poll was, like I said, an intimidating whip. Should I continue? Should I continue? Should I press through and like keep her going? Or should I just part ways with it? Because I will say I did work on it last year, but I think I only pulled it out and worked on it once, and it was like for a couple of days, so maybe 300 stitches, and then it got put away and I didn't touch it, and I haven't touched it since. So is this my intimidating whip, or is this a whip that I need to let go of? What do you think? So now I'm gonna hop into my knitting. If you're not interested, I totally understand. At the very end, I'll have life stuff. So if you're interested in sticking around to hear about my son who I'm pregnant with, about the holidays, all that good stuff, then skip to the end. It'll all be there. But as far as my knitting goes, I did finish a hat. I knit this hat for my daughter. I'm knitting her one, and then I'm currently knitting another one, which is for my niece. Really, it's my husband's niece, but we're married, so it's my niece too. But I knit one, it was a little bit smaller, and I knew I had enough yarn to knit two anyways. So this one is for her, and I knit my daughter a matching one. This is just Cascade Heritage. It's the bright lime green color. There's only one bright lime green, so you can't miss it if you go looking. But this is my own hat pattern that I've just invented myself. It's a whip stitch brim, so it's like a double knit brim. And then the top is just one layer of fabric, so it's a much thinner. I like that because I use like a wool blend yarn, so it's plenty warm. Even when it's really chilly out, this is plenty thick. Don't have any problems. My husband loves these hats. He wears them like crazy, as you guys know if you've watched my channel. But yeah, just working away on another lime green hat. I'll hopefully have popped up a picture of Amira in hers. She really likes hers. And then I did decide to go ahead and cast on another hat because I love this yarn. I was gifted it by Bridget, the museum stitcher. It's like West 7th wool in the colorway Small Boy. And this is, I think, a local yarn shop to her. It's so pretty though. The color is just beautiful. So I really love it, and I wanted to knit matching hats. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna wear this one or if my daughter's gonna steal it, because we have almost the same size head, so we can share hats. But I'll just knit it up and see. And then I'm gonna knit my son one, so he'll have a matching one. February is really cold here, so when we leave the hospital, he'll probably have to wear a hat, and I'll knit him one in this color. But here is it knit up. Isn't that so pretty? So I haven't whip stitched the brim together yet. So you can see how much knitting I do until I'm gonna keep going too, because I'll probably get about to 6 inches worth of knitting, and then I whip stitch the brim together. So this gets folded in on itself. I pick up the stitch and I knit it together with the actual working stitch, and it creates a double thick brim. I did go down a half a needle size, so I typically use a size 2. I went ahead and went down to a 1.5. Reason being is that my knitting gauge has definitely loosened up over the past couple years, but I do like the density of these stitches. It kind of looks like what a pair of socks would look like, so it's just pretty fine stitches, but I like that. I think it's gonna be a really cute hat, and I'm excited. So that is my cute little matching hat project that I'm working on currently. And my next project is a big one. I haven't been working on this recently, but I'm pretty sure I put some stitches in since I last talked to you guys. This is the Kosa Kofta by Skein Deer Knits. I'll pop a picture on the screen of the pattern itself. I am knitting mine with Holst Super Soft. I buy the cones of yarn, and so it's a 500 gram cone. I'm knitting it with black and nougat. So just plain black, and then the main body is nougat, which is I don't know, it's like a grayish because it's not really beige. It's kind of grayish. I don't know. With the black, it definitely pulls more gray. But I did, I think, get a bit of progress since I spoke to you guys last. So here we are. I am just working in a new colorwork panel that mirrors the one on the bottom here. So I did complete all of the life stitches for the body, but I have about 17 more inches of knitting that is just the like colorwork motifs and swirls that happen up at the like chest and back and underarms and such. So yeah, just knitting away. It's a very, very rustic wool. These are my steek stitches. So this is where you will cut up your yarn. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's been a fun one. Like I said, haven't really pulled it out recently. I've just been wanting to stitch more than I've been wanting to knit. And when I do knit, it's typically easy things like the hat, because I don't have to look at my knitting. Whereas color work, of course, you have to look down and make sure you're catching your floats properly and all that stuff. I don't typically catch my floats though. I usually just, I let them be, but I use really rustic wool. So take that as you will. All that to say though, that is all my knitting. I don't think I finished any other hats. I'm just gonna knit while I chit chat with you guys. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I just finished that green one and that was it. So yeah, that was my knitting in the past month. But from there, I'm gonna move on into life stuff. So I wanna say a big thank you to everyone for keeping me in your thoughts and prayers and just sending me all the good vibes, because we did end up going and having another ultrasound for our son. He has a cyst on his brain that causes something called Edwards syndrome. It is a type of cyst that only 1 to 2% of fetuses have, so it is extremely rare, and the life expectancy is 0 to like 1 year old, and the quality of life is extremely low. So that was obviously very devastating for us. We found out after we had our anatomy scan at about 20 weeks. And we still have not had another in-depth anatomy scan to look at his brain and see how the cyst is going. I have a referral out for that, and I'm just waiting for them to get a hold of me so that I can get that done and see if the cyst is still there. There's a possibility the cyst could go away on its own, and that is of course what we are hopeful will happen. You know, miracles happen every day. So I just try to stay positive about the whole thing and keep telling myself everything will be okay. And even if he is born with Edwards, I would just hope that we have a little bit of time with him if that's the case. So yeah, we did have a 3D 4D ultrasound though. And in the 3D 4D ultrasound, we were able to look at his face, and he looks healthy. You know, we were able to see a little bit of his hands, which was really tricky because you can't really tell because they're folded over on his other arm, and it's so hard to tell if the hands look like they are growing. I don't want to say normally, but that is the case, unfortunately, with Edwards. One of the symptoms is like hands that develop like really long fingers that kind of fold in on themselves. And it was hard because I couldn't really see that. So we asked specifically if we could get the feet, because a lot of babies born with Edwards have clubbed feet or disfigurement in their feet. And his feet looked healthy. But again, this was just a 3D 4D ultrasound. It was not an actual anatomy scan. So we're just being hopeful, you know, and it was a blessing to get to see him regardless. And it was just really cute. So hopefully I'll have popped up some pictures on the screen of that scan, and that was really fun. Then we had Christmas. So Christmas was great. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and she had a blast. She was so spoiled, and it's her last Christmas, you know, as an only child. And so we definitely spoiled her, and we just had a great time. We had Daniel's family's Christmas, and then my family's Christmas, and then Christmas Day we were home and just enjoyed some time together and relaxed and ate pizza and played with Amira all day long. Also, Thanksgiving has passed since I talked to you guys last, I'm pretty sure as well. Actually, no, I think I filmed the beginning of, I can't remember. I think I filmed the beginning of December, so I think I already talked about Thanksgiving. But now let's see, New Year's passed. That was great. Amira tried to stay up with us, but she even napped during the day so that she could hopefully stay up later. And then she made it to like 10 o'clock, and when she was done, she was so tired, so she fell asleep a little early. But yeah, we rang in the new year just together at home, my husband and I, and Amira fast asleep in bed. And you know, it's a new year, beautiful year hopefully, and life's just been busy. Lots of doctor's appointments. As I said, I am due, or set to be due, end of next month, and that just means that we're busy. I have been cleaning like crazy, of course, like every pregnant person does in your third trimester. A lot of us are nesting. That's definitely me. So I've just been cleaning like crazy, got a new dining room table, built that myself last night. Like, I've just been like redecorating, and I don't know, I've kind of gone a little crazy, but it was really nice to have some time off of work. I did have a good time off of work. I got some other blood work panels done and things like that, and that was all good. So yeah, that's my life updates, I guess. Not very much. Honestly, I thought this video would be longer, but it looks like it's gonna be a short one, which is not so bad for me. I think that really, that is everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing out on, and I don't believe there is. Just lots of doctor's appointments coming up, and I'm still working, so I'm not on maternity leave yet. I plan to push myself and keep working until pretty close to my due date. That's what I did with my daughter as well. I have an easy desk job. I'm a finance manager, so it's not like I'm up and doing much. So yeah, just been good times, good holidays. I hope you guys all had a wonderful holiday season as well, whether you celebrate or not. And that's everything. Love you guys so much. All right, bye. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting too ahead of myself. I'm out of breath. Tripod's not working. Nothing's working. I feel like I'm looking really far away. I hate everything.